That's you.
Yeah.
No?
That is you.
Oh, the hand nails undone?
Oh. Really? That's what we're
We
talking
didn't
about?
represent her correctly.
Oh, you can't do that. Misrepresentation is a big thing now.
Yeah, especially with brand deals.
We got her a brand deal.
Yeah.
Revonomics.
Revonomics.
30
We survived 30 episodes.
31.
I looked up some of the biggest podcasts out there. They're on episode 6,000.
Well, when did they start?
I don't know, like 10 years ago.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the numbers make sense.
We're on episode 30.
We're pretty good, though.
I think it would be pretty, crazy if we even made it to 100.
100, we should throw a party if we make it to 100.
Yep.
100 should be live, like with an audience.
I agree. Yeah, we should have Mark and all of his family from Guatemala.
Yeah, I'm actually, we should import. Well, we might.
Now that we give him a microphone, it's kind of difficult to have jokes because he's going to come back at us. And that's kind of dangerous, It's dangerous when you give people voices when they're not supposed to have voices. Like you can't make fun of them publicly and then expect them not to just join up and just gang up on them. That's kind of what happened in the internet these days, right?
Yeah.
Give a lot of poor people voices and now they're just basically, here, fuck you.
There's no accountability, and there's no accountability for it.
Well, I don't know that there ever was accountability because what was happening is you didn't have an opportunity to even tell anybody about it. Like, back in the day when I was a child.
When we were young.
Or we actually were young. Now we're old motherfuckers.
A long time ago.
Now we're old motherfuckers. It doesn't work. They say if you're like closer to 18... No,
Where are you going with this?
Okay, yeah, but
that's not.
Okay, that's not going anywhere.
Let's not do that one.
Okay, this is not that type of podcast.
No, not this episode.
Oh, wow, he got the. Okay, good for you. Good for you. Anyways, we were talking about earlier when we were young. When we actually had something to say about something, we would find a friend or someone to say it to. It was always one person. It was like, yeah, I got my friends, or I got a group of 2 to 3 people. Well, now the people following you are even not really your friends. They're just random people that have met you once or find you interesting or I mean, again, we're not saying people are all popular. Some people are not. They just have 200 followers. But the argument is they probably don't have 200 friends.
Yeah.
Right? So social media is an amplification of people who believe what you believe.
Yeah, so, it's all a vacuum.
Right, it's a vacuum. So in itself, it's a flawed messaging system because it only basically shares the values of the people whose values you actually believe in to begin with. Like you watch the news you believe in. So it's almost the same thing. So I don't know that it's really an accountability issue. It just gives poor people a voice when they really shouldn't have a voice to begin with. Like in the old days, nobody listened to a guy about medicine
who wasn't a doctor.
Nobody listened to a guy about science who wasn't a scientist, and nobody listened to a person talk about what should happen to all the cats when clearly they don't know cats, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
Man, Monday's starting off so
wow,
good.
this is amazing.
Love Mondays.
What's fucked up is actually Touch. You spoke for the first time. This fucking guy, I told you, why the fuck did we give him a microphone? Take it back. Anyways, so what I was saying is it just really didn't, it's not an accountability issue. It's more the issue that we gave people who shouldn't have a voice a microphone.
Yeah.
And we told them you can shout things and you don't have to have any basis for the nonsense you're speaking. And other people believe in the same things you do will naturally believe in this, and you'll continuously raise an army of idiots to basically echo that voice. It's an echo chamber of stupid. And I don't know that I just don't understand why people aren't catching on to this faster. That social media is not news. But here's the argument though. The news isn't fucking news. So like
it's paid for.
Yeah, so like if the news is paid for, the paper's paid for, the fucking social media posts are paid for, so at some point you go, where the fuck do I get news? Like where can I actually find out what the fuck is going on somewhere, not some interpretation of what the fuck is going on somewhere. Like
something bipartisan, but it's
like why the fuck can't I just see like what's happening or like what was the actual thing said or like what occurred and not some
Tailored.
our way of thinking about this is this, and I think a really good example of this, I think more than anything else, is even in the Epstein files. I know it's the fucking fact that we're like, even when we are told about them, right, from any news organization, it's always about a piece of it or one specific email when there's like 30 fucking million emails. And it's like, why can't we have like a real overview of it? Like, why does it need to be about that one I found that I'm disturbed about? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. And this is the people we're going to talk about. So that's what the news basically is now. It's just like, what can I find in this to twist in a way to get you to believe me that this is either relevant or irrelevant, something you should pay attention to or something you shouldn't pay attention to. But today, people everywhere are having an opinion about things they really don't need to have an opinion about. Like, look at during even the times when we had the pandemic, people were all suddenly doctors and experts on vaccines. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? You're just taking someone else's point of view somewhere else. And you're like, yeah, you see, I told you. Like,
someone agreed with me. So look, it has to be right.
It has to be what it is. And now I'm going to share it with 60 other people that agree with me. And they're going to share it with 300 people that agree with them. And it's like, encouraging stupid. And at some point, you just got to look at that and be like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I part of this conversation? Like in the old days, you wouldn't be part of a conversation you didn't have any stake in. Like,
because you wouldn't even dare get in there.
Like if I was between three doctors and I said, hey, between these three doctors here, like they're all next to me at a table. We're sitting here at a table having a discussion. I'm not a doctor. You guys are doctors. I would just listen, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Like, but now it's like I have to somehow intertwine myself as like, did you guys hear about this study that was done? And like, you're like, who the fuck are you? Like, shut the fuck up. So I think more people need to really just generally understand that while you can use social media for obviously your voice, and if you have a large following, you can have values and beliefs, but you need to stop trying to convince people with social media.
Yeah.
And you need to just make a decision as to what part of your voice is really necessary to broadcast versus what part of your voice is just yours to hear in your own fucking head, and it doesn't need to be shared. You didn't talk with every friend about everything, and I feel like that's what's happening now. Everyone's talking about everything and having an opinion on it.
And it's like even the polls that they do, like when people forget that when they do polls, they just poll like 100 people in the street. So they'll just go somewhere where their opinion is going to be regurgitated, and they'll get the 100 people that say what they want because it's all tailored and it's all paid for.
Well, that's why none of these polls are real anymore. And they don't matter anymore.
And back to the lack of accountability. I mean, it goes back to what Mike Tyson once said: the internet made people way too comfortable saying things and they're not getting punched.
And I also think the internet, is doing something else, which I think is really interesting. And it's making everything into something that is significantly less serious than it is.
Elaborate.
Like people are actually betting on the fucking war.
Yeah. Someone made $1.2 million.
I know, like betting on when the war starts. Like I think of these things and I go, since when is war entertainment? Like since when I understand a war is always a business. It's always been a business. That's fine. Since when is war entertainment? Like, why? Like, what? We get entertained watching people die? Like, we get entertained when a missile hits a school? Like, we get entertained when someone's just murdered? I mean, this is like the reality of like a bunch of people who have never seen what a dictatorship looks like or what the people on the ground suffer. When I watch what's happening in Iran right now, it's a cycle, right? Like 40, 50 years ago, it was the same thing happening over and over and over. That's just kind of the way it is. That's one of the reasons they say you can't really salvage the Middle East. It's the same shit over and over. But, I was in a basement on top of my dad's shoulders when I was like 2 years old. Mm-hmm. And there was like a building that collapsed next to us from, some kind of missile strike, whatever.
So what war sirens sound like.
Yeah, and I was like 2 years old, like 2-3 years old. I don't even remember. But what I'm saying is like I broke that cycle for my kid. My mom did for me, and then I broke it for my kid. But the point that I'm trying to make is that cycle is very much real for someone that's fucking sitting there in that same fucking basement today and just waiting, hoping that the next strike isn't the building they're at the basement of because they don't really have shelters and stuff. Like, we have all these things here that people take for granted, And it's one of these things where it's just like, I don't understand why this is like a betting thing. Like why is this even on, like some of this stuff, like I just don't understand. They want people to become better citizens, take shit more seriously, participate in economics, participate in ownership, do things that lead them to be better members of society and engage with everything else. But then they allow this type of fucking garbage to basically cloud people's minds with, hey, you don't need to figure out a skill or trait or something to do. You just need to basically like figure out a way to hustle your way into some money by becoming an addicted gambler. And if you can't do it at a casino, we just figured out a loophole for you to do it at home. You can bet on sports. Now, you know what? You can bet on what's happening to a guy and another guy in another country. And you're like, what incentive do young people have to actually going out and learning fucking something? Like, there's none. You know that in America, the highest paid like people are OnlyFans creators?
Yeah.
And the second, the most asked,
athletes?
The most desirable profession for a young person is to be a creator. You know, like I don't care, it's TikTok or fucking whatever the fuck you create on. I'm just like, what the fuck? So hold on, let me get this straight. You're basically telling me that the country we're in with one of the highest GDPs globally, with the biggest capacity globally, the focus point is the new generation wants to become circus monkeys. Like basically they're like, this is my thing. I love being in a circus and I love being a monkey. Like you think about this shit and you go, what the fuck? Like why the fuck aren't there guardrails around this shit? Why do we get into a culture that's so engaged with being irrelevant or just trying to be relevant for the moment and not actually skilled at anything? You know, I've interviewed, I had a position open at one of my companies and I interviewed like 50 people, 10 of which I just went and talked to randomly. You know, I said, I'm just going to tap in the interviews, listen in and hear. People have no interest, no passions. They can't describe a single fucking thing they like to do on their day off. None, zero. Like they can't tell me like I'm fucking passionate as fuck about this. If they say they're passionate, this was car related, they're passionate about cars, they don't know anything about them. They never worked anything around them.
They just wanted.
They're passionate about because they know what a fucking Ferrari is. And I'm like, that's not fucking passion, you idiot. That's like just fucking desire for something you don't own. That you don't own. Yeah, it's stupid. And it's like, I'm passionate about being rich. Well, what the fuck are you doing about it? Like, you should be rich if you're passionate about being rich. You'd figure out how to day trade or some shit. Like, it's not that hard. And it's this like entire like culture of just lazy
mediocrity.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't have anything and I'm okay with it. And then here's the other part. Then I have the opposite of that. I had a really smart kid here who does interviews about car owners and stuff like that. He came here before. We did a video at 13 million views. Really nice kid. I was like, hey, come back. We'll do another one about the car collection update, whatever. He comes by. We do a video. You know, we talk kind of. He's like, what advice do you have for me? Because he's like, the world just doesn't seem to work the way it used to. And I go, well, you got to stop listening to your fucking parents, first off, because the world doesn't work the way...
It's a different world.
It's a different world at a different time in a different way. But I think something else that I think is just really generally relevant here is that, you know, people say, they use this line a lot when they're young. They say, hey, my dad or my grandpa bought a house for $10, you know, or $100 back then, and now it's like $1 million. What the fuck are you guys talking about, right? And the counter argument to that from all the old people is, well, the wage now is $17 an hour. And they go like, oh, it's $17 an hour versus he was 20 cents then or whatever it is. So that's why. But here's the thing that they're not talking about. It's not about the fucking minimum wage. No, it's like why are we talking about the minimum wage was 20 cents and now it's $17? Like, who gives a shit? That's not, the minimum wage isn't your path to fucking home ownership on any fucking level. It wasn't then and it fucking isn't now. Like, I don't understand the logic behind this. And what I'm saying is, if the logic is flawed and yet that's your fundamental belief principle, then you're fucked.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, you're totally fucked and you have zero opportunity to actually win if you're still thinking in poverty mindset for a victory lap. You're like, I don't understand how my minimum wage is going to catch up enough for me to have a Ferrari. what the fuck are you talking about? Like, there's no path where the word Ferrari and minimum wage
McDonald's go together,
like
yeah.
intersect. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this isn't a like. And so, like listening to these people and hearing out that so many people were so passionate to send out these resumes and like, I'm your guy. I've been working in the industry. And when I asked people, there was a kid that he really impressed me originally because I talked to him on the phone and I said, let me quiz you about cars. I'm just going to quiz you. And I asked him very deep questions about the inner workings of values in cars. And he knew all about options, everything, and I was like, man, I found my guy. This guy's it. So I get the guy to fucking come in here. And he's been in sales for like 2 fucking years. He has 0 sales experience. And I go, how many cars do you move? And he's moved the same amount of cars every fucking month for the last 2 years. And in my head, I'm like, there was nothing wrong to you at some point where you realized that like
I haven't sold one more car
than the month before. Like you don't
more.
see how that's an internally you issue, like not an actual like
it's not an environment.
It's not like an environment issue. Like you're the fucking problem. Like and then I'm like, can you explain to me what have you done to improve your situation? Like, are you studying anything about sales? Like is there any type of conversation you're having here with yourself to be like, hey, how do I go from 10 to 15 to 20 to 30? Can I get a better job somewhere else and continue that growth? Nothing. And I'm like, but this shit is free on the internet. Like, all you have to do is fucking Google best sales tips on fucking YouTube.
You can get Harvard courses for free.
I know. I mean, take away even Harvard. I mean, there are people like me teaching shit for free on YouTube that is like, hey, here's how you sell expensive shit to people completely fucking free. And what I'm saying is like, there was never any interest in improving the skill, but yet there's this giant belief that they're worth more than what they're getting paid, and I don't get it. Like I don't understand.
Do you think it has to do with the lack of like you said people want to be a part of something, but the internet has removed us from general social interaction, keeping us at home. So like all of our social interactions in our phone.
The internet has opened up the opportunity for everyone to connect to everyone and see everything. I think it's information overload. I think it's the inability to decipher real versus fake. And I think it comes down to a human being who is brought up in a participation trophy fucking environment. And I say this because I've literally told my wife, like, my child is no longer allowed to go to a fucking dance competition on any basis. I lost my shit because that is, I'm telling you, that is a disease.
They have a show about dance moms and stuff.
She got 14 fucking medals for 3 and 3 trophies. I'm like, what the fuck did she do? She can't even go from one side of the stage to the other. And it's like, gold medal, gold medal, gold medal. I'm like, the fucking kid came back as shit. You not the weight on the gold medals was more than the kid. I thought her neck was gonna break. And she got like 2 giant trophies that are like her size. And listen, like, you know, I love my kid, but it doesn't change the reality that at 3 fucking years old,
it's not necessary.
We're making her feel that going on stage, doing something with no basis for what is better or worse, somehow is rewarded because we want her to feel good for being there. And I would rather my kid be told, you're not good enough, so you'll need to practice harder next year and next year and next year. So when she wins something, it actually means that her effort aligned to her victory. And so she's like, in order to win things, I have to fucking put effort, and I can't just sit there and wait. And just because I showed up to the interview, I deserve a job.
So it's like something you say in one of your courses. It's see, I was just gonna, damn it just went away. Fuck. No, the experience doesn't have to be fun. Like people think that
winning does not have to be fun. Like going up in the world and growing up is not a pleasurable thing. You're struggling with. I'm really struggling tonight. Why the fuck did we give him a microphone?
I don't know.
We gotta
he did it on his own. He did it on his own.
We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it away. He's like literally making fucking noises now. Like, anyways,
winning doesn't have to.
Winning does not have to be fun. It never did, and it never was. I think again, this culture again that like who peddled that shit on the internet again. Entrepreneurship is about becoming and like the person you're becoming is no motherfucker. It's painful. It's deaf. It's lonely. It's angry. It's fucking collapse of your mind when you're trying to figure shit out. It's doing something 35 times in a row, not seeing any results, and still fucking trying the 36th time and figuring it out. It's asking all your friends who told you you should have quit 6 months ago, and you just stuck with it an extra month. And then 2 of them realize you're richer than now they're your enemy. Like, it's all of that shit and so much more, and not a single fucking aspect of it is pleasant. And people are like, well, when you win it is. No, because you lost so much that even when you win a little bit, you just got back to like the middle level of like that wasn't winning. Yeah, you took 50 steps back. And you're now like finally at 25% there, while your friends were working jobs, making money. They were having fun. They were going out. They didn't miss on their 20s. They didn't miss this. And then it starts to shift, right? Then you start turning in your 30s. You don't know how to turn it off out of your head. You only have to win. You only get there. But now you're winning at levels where these guys are like, dude, bro, it's impossible. Like, even if I was the CEO of my company 10 years in a row, I wouldn't be able to do what this kid's doing this year. You know, like, fuck, like, I don't understand how he did that. Well, that's exactly how he did that. He was uncomfortable for 10 fucking years. And he said no to half the shit that you guys said, okay, like, let's go fucking have a good time. And that's the problem. The problem is, again, participation in entrepreneurship also doesn't guarantee shit. Just because you're trying to be an entrepreneur doesn't mean you deserve to be. Just because you want to own a home doesn't mean you deserve to own a home because you want to. Like, there is the part in between that people are forgetting, and it's called fucking effort. And I think that's what people just don't realize anymore in life.
Yeah. 100%. And then like also, like, just to kind of tail it off, what do you think it has to do with how much of everything is just provided? Like you said, the participation trophies. Like I wanted to bring it into John Calhoun's mouse utopia experiment on how they gave the mouse everything for a certain amount of time, and they ended up killing each other off. Because it just, once they created the pretty mouses, the men didn't want to have sex, the women didn't want to have sex with the men, no one wanted to participate because...
Well, that experiment, I think, was really based on the fact that the species, because it had everything, just chose not to reproduce anymore, right? Like, so it basically decided not to fuck, and then it basically gave the end to the species because life was so comfortable. It didn't see a need for continuity. It just found the need for experiencing what it had access to. So it's like, if everybody's a billionaire and has billionaire access, nobody will work to build anything for the future because the present is too much fun, right? So it's like,
true, yeah.
I don't have to do anything anymore. I have everything. You know, I'm just exciting. So this is a different argument. It's still an important experiment because it shows what I've told people for the last 10 fucking years. Fuck more. That's the answer to society.
Hey, you went 20 minutes
without saying
without
fuck.
An HR violation.
Well, listen, I've been saying this to people all the time. The more you guys fuck, the more energy, drive, and everything in between you have. And people don't realize that. There's that amount of like motivation internally that comes from doing the most primitive things on earth on an ongoing basis that reminds you of what you are fighting for indirectly. And when you forget and make the material possession your fight, then it just ends up in that fucking mouse experiment where no one wants to fuck, no one wants to do anything. So you just have to fuck more. Like, I think that's just the answer to the civilization of dying, which is the mouse experiment. But effort really is the answer to civilization thriving. And not so much. And listen, I think the military is going to deal with the same issue. And I'm going to tell you why. We're now in like 5 different conflicts. All these conflicts across
all of them.
All of them. And I think there's a reality that our military, for a long time, has relied on the fear of force.
Yeah.
That the fact that they're so powerful, like, they're the best and no one can touch them.
Yeah, fear's the best method
So
of control.
am I saying that they're weak? Absolutely not. I have a lot of faith in the U.S. military. I think they're some of the best guys in the world. That's great. But I think that in itself makes you weak. When the world thinks you're the strongest guy in the world, you don't have to compete to prove it all the time, right? You don't have to compete. Yes. So you can take a second and rely more on drones, rely more on, you know, F-18s, laser technology, missile strikes, and
no
things
one has to go do it.
Exactly. So and you lose the practice, right? Like you can practice all you want in a fake setting and shoot targets, but everyone that's ever held a gun understands if there's a real threat on the other side that can shoot back, it's a very different dynamic than shooting at targets, clearing a house or clearing a compound or this and that. The fear that you're going to get shot back and there's a bullet that's going to cut your hand off is a very different dynamic for a soldier, for a human, even in an interaction in your home. And I hope nobody ever has to see that or feel that, but that is the reality of what makes incredible soldiers, the ones who practice, the same that incredible pilots, the ones that practice, that fly their planes all the time. So in my opinion, the less we've seen combat over all these years, and the less and it's going to have a total kind of like reframe to people getting used to this again, because now we're in constant conflict across multiple, different ways and different moments. But I think this is going to lead to more and more and more and more of this practice coming back out, and the military actually like stretching his leg and being like, who are the actual, like, what is our strain? Is it the ground troops? Is it the...
And that goes into, it's going to jump us right into our most current news. We bombed Iran over the weekend and killed the supreme leader, Ayatollah Khomeini. How do you say it?
Khomeini.
Well, it doesn't matter now because he's dead. But they killed Khomeini. And so now there's a trio of people in control until they elect a new supreme leader. The reason I wanted to bring this up is because this has a giant effect on our markets because they control the Hormuz Strait, which where all our oil comes from.
I don't think that matters because one, we have Venezuela, right? And then two, the other part that I think just is relevant, and I think that was a very relevant chess move too, like to take Venezuela first, to take that access to that
before,
access to oil, like in that regard. So that's one, right? Secondly, I don't really think, I think this is going to be an ugly war. I don't think this is going to be a nice war. I don't think they're going to get the resolve they thought they would get in a very quick strike, and delete people.
Well, they're striking back already.
I was having a conversation with someone who said there is enough people in chain of command to basically have like a new guy every 3 weeks, like basically an interim guy, supreme leader. So he was like, the only way we beat them basically to have a real regime change, if that's what it is to basically keep killing
all of them.
The guy that keeps getting the position until everyone's piss afraid to get the position. Basically he's like, I'm not approved, so I don't want to get my house blown up. I'm fine. I'll figure something out.
How good they get you.
But the other thing that I heard that I don't even know if this is true, which I thought if it is, I was really like it. I was like, this fucking military is amazing. Like what they did. Someone told me, and again, this could be total bullshit, so I'm prefacing this. Someone told me that the first time they went and dropped bombs on nuclear sites, the first attempt they ever made of doing that, they said that they dropped them, right? And it had its, some say a good impact, a bad impact, nothing impact, whatever. But something else that occurred that I thought was really interesting, they said they watched the leadership's response to this, and what it did was it basically showed them where their mini Pentagon or secure room was.
Where they ran to.
Yeah, where they ran to discuss it. And so the second time they dropped it, they pretended they were going to drop it at night, and they didn't. So they all ran in the morning in that room, and that's basically when they lit up the fucking house and killed the main, and all the people that were in that room. That's why they killed so many people at once. But I thought, how amazing that you're playing four-dimensional chess in that way when you're like ahead of time. You're just observing the behavior and like, oh, so in 3 months when I actually start a war, I know exactly where you're going, and I know exactly the property lit up before anything else happens. And that they didn't realize this was happening. And I mean, if it's true, I think it's fucking hilarious. And I think it's really amazing to see.
Yes.
Like, that's the type of strategic shit I would expect from like 900 billion in spending a year. Like
it better work.
Have just this type of like precision where we don't need to hit the wrong building or, like the wrong house, and we can just fucking win. That's the type of shit I expect for $900 billion. Maybe again, I'm not a military guy, so no insult to anybody that's out in the field doing what I don't have the balls to do. So
thank you.
But listen, this is reality. This is reality. Like, look, we just because we get the right to carry a gun and I have like military grade, assault rifles and shit in my house does not make me a fucking soldier.
No.
The soldier's here. Yeah. It has nothing to do with your body type. It has nothing to do, you have to have minimum physical strength. But a lot of the Navy SEALs guys that survive their training are not like the biggest dudes with the biggest dicks. Like they're the smartest,
The kill gene.
with the most, capacity to endure pain, to endure everything that comes with it psychologically. So again, I'm not a soldier, so I'd never disrespect someone who has the balls to do what I don't do. But again, I think if these kinds of stories are true, if that is the type of precision I think we should expect from a advanced military like the one we have. But I hope they fucking get rid of that regime. And I hope they don't infrastructure damage shit, because that's actually a really big fucking country with a lot of infrastructure, and it can be a significant power play in the Middle East if you give these people. And Iranian people are very creative. A lot of the best inventions in the world came from these people, and yet they've been oppressed, not allowed to be creative, not allowed to come out, not allowed to express their identity, their freedoms, nothing else. And it's just sad. And hopefully they don't need to escape their country to do that, right? I had to escape when I was a kid with my mom, but hopefully they don't have to. Hopefully they can create that power right there, right? And have access to technology, creatives, and everything in between, because it once thrived as a country, and hopefully it'll thrive again,
Hopefully. I mean, one thing I did see is that saying to what you're saying, that it's going to take longer. We were not ready for a strike on a country of that size with a real military, with a So we've been letting little countries that
can't do shit. Yeah.
Now you got a real country that they hit the Burj Khalifa with a drone impact.
Yeah, like immediately, right? Like not even like within we'll think about it. And here's the stage report. He's like, fuck it, I'm shooting shit back.
They have a real military,
and we have a lot of interest in that area. Yeah. But they're going to have the Saudi military step up. Israel's going to have to step up more.
Israel's they're in there.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. They're going to end up in this place where I don't think they realize the damage this is creating. But I really hope, that's what I'm saying. I genuinely hope that this is over before any type of infrastructural damage, because there is a lot to damage there that just should be preserved, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm saying it's different than when you go to Afghanistan and you have very limited, like it's kind of like infrastructure capacity that like
already existed.
Exactly. So like, but if you do that and you destroy Iran, then you like the country itself, then you destroy the ability for it to preserve itself after. So you don't want to turn it into an Afghanistan where you give birth to a lot of these garbage groups that come after and go, we are the power now because we have the guns, and because the people still don't have the guns. So it's like that's the problem.
And they turn around and give us more trouble.
Yeah. Anything of good news? Because even just to be clear, we went to Moda this weekend. What the fuck was that?
Did you bring your rain boots?
Bro, what the fuck? I got lucky. I went there. Did you see how bad that shit was?
Moda was pretty bad, yeah.
Holy shit.
Did you bring your rain boots?
Dude,
I saw, was it a US Gov't?
I went there in the morning and it was great. It was beautiful. And an hour after I got there, it starts drizzling and I'm like, okay, no problem. And then like, we're like stuck in this tent and I'm looking around. I'm like, it doesn't look like it's fucking clearing. And it started getting violent. Then I got out of there on Saturday and I was like, oh, well, let's hope they have a better Sunday. And fucking Sunday was a disaster. There's a fucking river. Singers in the water, like fucking Galway.
Those old Singer, the white one that you said?
No, the blue, the green one next to the Jesco, like in a lake.
Dude, like up this much water in the
what
car.
The fuck?
Insane, dude.
Yeah, and I get nothing. People kept being like, yo, this is criminal. Why are you guys having a show like that on the outside?
The people don't understand that that's just South Florida.
I know, but that was bad.
Day.
That was really bad.
My whole backyard was.
That was really, really bad, yeah.
But, I mean, that's what happens when you have car shows in Miami. Anthopic is going against the US government. The government was like,
I thought what he did was correct.
Hell yeah. P. Hegseth was like, you got to give us.
Yeah, fuck this.
The timing is funny because they wanted to use it for the Iran strike. That's all it was. So they signed OpenAI, but Anthropic stood up to the US government saying that they're not going to get.
I hope that when they have a shift in government, I really hope that they get their contracts back, because that's the type of shit you would hope you see from more companies. Business. That have value codes and say, hey, my tech is going to be used for the right reasons to help people, not fucking
kill people,
or just be used in ways that are not legal. And while we already know all the social media companies, Google, Apple, all do that shit already illegally, so like I just really liked what I heard, and I hope that they find their footing, and I hope they didn't make an enemy out of a great human being, if that makes sense,
Yeah, I mean,
or great human company, I should say. Not, I don't know the people personally, so
it is reassuring to see someone have a bit of a spine. When
but the problem is they're going to end up losing. They already lost their contracts. They could lose a lot. Yeah, but you have to understand that sometimes when you do that, like when you go against them in that regard, you're preventing them from ever being successful. So you could literally put them out of business forever. So that's why I said I hope they can survive.
You got to be willing to die on that hill.
Yeah, meaning because it's possible. It's very likely too. So that's why it's like very dangerous. You know, it's a game of balance, and it's a dangerous game to play when you have a bunch of lunatics on the other side.
Especially with something as sensitive as AI that can do so much good, but also so much damage. You know, and especially at the rate that it's expanding. Coming back a little bit on what you said, insiders made $1.2 million on the Iran strike bet that they bet to the day when they were going to do the strike.
I think it's terrible.
It's awful. It's like,
I don't think that should be allowed.
Like,
I don't even think
some
it should
sort of
bring
moral
any bet.
compass, just like even the slightest.
But I mean, you can even bet now on what stocks are doing, not on the actual stock itself, but on what the stock will do. Like, and Wall Street's sponsoring that shit, so I don't even understand why that's relevant. Like, why the fuck is it relevant? Why don't you just invest in stock if you think it's going to go up or you're going to make money? What the fuck do you need to
I'm going to invest in
bet on the idea of what the stock will do, but it doesn't matter because it'll win. It's fucking stupid.
Talking about stupid.
And this is becoming a real problem, just so you know, with young people gambling. This is becoming an addiction across the board. There's actual fucking hotlines everywhere.
100%. My little brother bets all the time. I see like my younger cousins, they're all into it, 19, 18. And I'm like, guys, what are you doing?
And this stemmed from social media, I think, because it was so addictive to begin with. And yet we never put guardrails on that either.
They figured out how to make it a game.
Yeah, exactly. Like they gamified. Kids. There was a guy, I don't remember who the scientist was, I think it's 10, 15 years ago, where he said, gamification is basically the future of everything, and it can be used in very dangerous ways. And at the time, I was like, I don't know,
for education.
Games. Yeah, but in my head, I'm like, well, now I can see how gamifying everything, where you have the ability to win, right, is just a problem. You know, especially when it's in these things that aren't relevant to anything. So.
I caught my kid on the laptop and I was like, hey, no games. And then I looked, no, he's learning to type. And he's like an amazing typer because they just gamified the hell out of it. You know, and talk about stupidity, the clown show.
Clown show.
So we had one here in Miami. Our favorite asshole.
Oh, okay.
Jack Doherty
Don't they call him Jack Epstein?
Look what he's driving.
A Corvette. Didn't the videos said he was driving Lamborghini? Everybody was like a $300,000 Lamborghini. Would say it's not even a ZR1 or
no, it's just a regular,
like a basic,
red Corvette. Car. So he was down. From what I'm not mistaken, that's down by the house.
I've seen that. Yeah, it's 100% staged.
Yeah, the guy runs up with a hammer.
Staged, yeah.
In Florida, you get shot.
Yeah,
like
100%
instantaneously if you do this shit. But then again, this goes to this attention fucking economy that is just absolutely terrible. Because my kids look at this, they know who this guy is, and like I'm not saying that they interact, but like they know and they hear. So I can only imagine kids that maybe don't have the mental fortitude of mine. This is the role model.
Yeah, I don't know. Trust me, I know.
It's just one of those things, man. You gotta keep it going. Hermes. They're in a class action lawsuit for allocation fixing.
No, just like everyone else.
Allocation
and yet
fixing.
somehow I don't understand why that matters.
Why it matters?
Yeah, same thing. It's always been the case. Porsche, Ferrari wanted to sue those guys too.
Porsche did it for a long time, and they got blasted on it with the 911R.
Yeah, but they didn't like. They got blasted on it, but like, where the lawsuits at? They're still doing it. GT3s, GT3 RSs, everything.
The thing, it comes out for a little bit. Everybody's like, "Oh shit, we're super upset."
Yeah, and they lie about it. They'll take your allocations after they give them to you. They'll raise the price on you, like all kinds of fucking fake shit. That's like the worst brand on the planet. People are like, "Why I don't like Ferrari and Porsche?" That's exactly why.
What do you think that does to markets now that manufacturers are like, it's not even secondary anymore. Now it's at the source they're doing it. So it's like before, it's like they would release all the watches.
I think they've always done it at the source. I think they just use the secondary markets to hide it, but I think they've always done it at the source. It's always been the case. You know, Rolex has done it for generations. So has every watch house in the world, from AP to Patek to everything else. It's always been the case. I mean, I'll tell you, I have guys who have gone in Patek stores and spent X amount of money, have gotten nothing out of it. And I have other guys that have walked in Patek stores, have bought nothing, but just because their kid went to the same school as another guy that was there, they knew each other, he suddenly gets a stainless steel watch that watch, any of the other people deserve more, you never got. So I think this is just reality for this industry. Like when supplies are scarce, then those with the best relationships or the reasons to get them are going to get them. Like, it's just how it works. Like when you give a billionaire like a car that he can resell for 6 times more, like, but you give it to him at MSRP, but you train the regular guy to go through loops and spend money he doesn't have, right? Like when the billionaire could have just easily bought that car in the secondary market and been like, here, just take double my money. Who cares? I'll still make money. I won't make as much, but I'll just get money and I'll get what I want. And it's like, no. It's like, why does that guy get it? Well, because I want to make sure that he's on my team and he speaks well of our dealership and our brand. Like, okay. I mean, listen, I don't mind, but I'm just saying that why would people expect otherwise? It's just a large joke. I mean, why do they believe there's justice in private companies choosing who they give fucking shit to? Yeah.
You know?
Either play the game or fuck off, you know? Like,
and it goes in the same vein. Rolex is discontinuing one of their most popular watches.
Oh, the poverty watch, though. Isn't that like the Batman or something?
The Pepsi. Pepsi's getting discontinued.
Thank God. So should the fucking actual drink. That's poison too.
That's a conversation for another.
Okay. Well, we had a health conversation.
Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel that way about that watch?
This is poverty. They should delete the Submariner too.
They're releasing something to replace, like to sit in the price point of that.
What they release is the same shit with a different color. They're just like, oh, now we're gonna call it Sprite. You know what? So we already did Sprite. Okay, Mountain Dew it. This one will be the Mountain Dew.
Blast.
It'll be the Sprite with a little different tone of green. And then they'll fucking add Dr. Pepper to it, and they'll find an Iron Man watch or some shit, and they'll fucking kill Batman off too. Like, who gives a shit?
And they reported $14 billion in profits.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, stainless steel watches attract the dumbest fucking people. Like, it's the most generic shit. It's like the idiot that drives a C-Class Mercedes thinking somehow it's a fucking Mercedes. It's like a Kia Stinger. It's disguised as the same. The Mercedes C-Class is as stupid as the Kia Stinger because they're equally priced.
Okay.
The Kia is the best of the dumbest shit, and the Mercedes C-Class is the worst of the best shit. So it's like this counteract. You know, it's like the Porsche Macan. We don't need a fucking Macan or Boxster. Take that shit, shove it up your ass. Make us 911s, charge more for them, stop playing these fucking games.
Call it a game.
People would play it and you would have a better fucking brand. Instead, you're giving every mom and cousin a fucking Macan. It's got plastic dashboard, it breaks off. It's got 19 fucking trim levels. It's always in the shop. It doesn't fucking work. It's like the Boxers, that's your word. But it's like, why? You don't need to do that shit.
Your Rolex.
Just unnecessary. Just be fucking prestigious like you used to be. Like, what the fuck?
And if you want to learn how to drive those cars, click the link below. Hack your dream car in 90 days.
I didn't pay him to say that either. He's now inserting promotional magnets. That's cute. I like it.
Thank you.
Now he's gotten quiet over there. You have nothing to say?
He was going to do it in Spanish.
Do people in Guatemala actually would join Exotic Car Hacks?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe? You think so?
Maybe we gotta do
like Defenders and stuff? Yeah.
Oh, I can see that. Nice little Defender.
We tried before. The Spanish people didn't spend much money on education. Seems to be something ongoing in your peoples. No?
Maybe we're targeting the wrong country.
Maybe, okay. I saw this in person. I was disappointed.
Why so?
It was at Moda. It was there. It was actually, I was really excited about it.
When we sent the topics, I was like, yeah. And now you're like,
yeah. No, because I think the idea of this is really good. The part that I thought was really unnecessary is, you know how I Restomod in my own car? But my car actually looks like a 355. That doesn't anymore.
It looks like a modern interpretation.
And it's different. And I feel like they just went too far with the body. I think they did good with the interior. I thought the interior was modernized, but the side was great. The front and rear, I just didn't like it. I got more of a Lotus vibe from it than I got a 355 vibe from it. Like the Lotus lease, you know, those gay little tiny things. It gave me more. Why are you gay?
We're gonna get live sounds from Mark because the board doesn't work.
But that gave me the vibe of a Lotus more than it gave me the vibe of a like 355 when I saw it.
Was the one you saw right hand drive?
I don't remember. I didn't pay attention where it was.
Like,
but it was a Moda, and it took me a second. Also, that other one that was a Moda that I thought was really fucking cool. And by the way, they use the same steering wheel as the Gunther. But the thing that I thought was, what? I'm just serious. Like, I just noticed that.
The way you pointed it out.
I'm like,
and by the way,
this I know this steering wheel. But the other car was that Evo to HWA, like crazy resto-modded Evo to like a Mercedes. You know those weird 4-door Mercedes, the old E-Class?
The 190E?
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. But this company remade them, and one of those was there, and that was spectacular. That was very, very pretty. And
that is a good-looking car.
Yeah, that's a very good-looking car.
Can't
very,
even
very
say
good.
anything about that.
Yeah, that's like cool.
That's cool.
But I'm saying that was there in real life, and I thought that was really pretty. Like,
that is really pretty.
But the 355 was disappointing. Just they didn't give me 355 vibes. I got a Lotus meets a Ferrari vibe, and I just didn't get it. Like I didn't.
Yours is cooler.
Well, I don't think
yours
mine
looks-
is as cool, and mine's a piece of shit because an actual 355, and they're all pieces of shit. But I'm saying this is probably more drivable and usable, I would say, than my car. But I'm just saying that like the rawness of what made the 355 exciting. I really like my car Restomod, like, and I intend to use it more. I think it's a great car. I just didn't understand this car. I think it went too far in design in modernizing the car.
Yeah, well, it doesn't even look like one at all inside.
Well, exactly. It doesn't look anything like it. Even in real life, it just didn't give me a 355 vibe as much as like nostalgic vibe. I understand the chassis might be the same and it got a Ferrari logo. I just didn't get that vibe. I was just disappointed in the vibe of it.
Well, it happens. Sotheby's happened over the weekend.
Yeah, they set up more records again.
Dude, again with these Ferraris, it's getting out of control. $7 million LaFerrari.
Yeah.
We got that one's the 59 250 GT long wheelbase.
I mean, old shit doesn't matter. Those guys are dying anyways. They'll be gone soon. There's just no supply left of anything.
5.3.
I thought that was an interesting.
This one?
Yeah, it didn't do 3.3. I think it did 3.3 was I don't remember what the number was.
3.3.
Yeah, 3.3. So I thought that was a very, very, very good indicator again of where the market's going. I've said there's another one coming up at Pebble or some I don't remember which auction. It's a PTS, a Golf Blue one.
Okay.
It's coming up with a reserve of like 6.5, 6.7 or some ridiculous number.
Recommission?
No,
Just
like,
regular
yeah. But once these cars start to hit 7 million, like, and they actually have closed numbers at 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, like, fantastic. Absolutely.
For those who are sitting on them right now.
They deserve them. This is going to push the 918 market even higher. I think you're going to see, people have said this market, I've argued dealers, people have said this market is more wow and high than the 918 market. They said the Courage GT is the manual, is the V10, it's that hypercar, right? It's the F50 or F40.
It's the F40.
Right? Of the Porsche line. But I want to make an argument that the F40 and F50 is still not crushing the values on the LaFerraris yet. And that's the important thing. It's not crushing those values. They're like almost side by side. And I think what's going to happen is this is going to do the same thing with the 918. So as these start to become 3 and 3, the 918s will move to 4.4, 4.5, and then these will catch back up. They'll play all the way to the shit. I think they're all anywhere for 8 to 10 million. That was a disappointing gig. Very, very disappointing number. 2.2 million on I had the 765 version of this car.
Such a cool car, but you can't drive it.
I mean, it was fucking junk.
Can't take it anywhere.
Absolute fucking trash. Like, absolute fucking
nowhere
shit. I should have never bought that fucking car. I mean, at least I didn't lose money on it, but
Yeah.
what a piece of shit. Could never drive it. Like, totally useless, like, in every way
But
possible.
like from the second you got
I mean, part support was shit. Like, the dealer Ogaro, total fucking garbage. Those guys there should be, like, shot. They don't deserve to even... I mean, they don't even deserve to sell a car. Total fucking garbage of a human being. Can't even answer a fucking email type trash. The fucking... shout out to the shitty fucking GM that runs that place. His name is Tim or something. Fuck that guy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, total piece of shit. Can't answer an email. But anyway, so he sold me this fucking car. Came totally fucked up. It took me 2 months to fix it, to get it back to like what it should have been.
and you never got to drive
No,
it.
and it fucking disappeared. Yeah, fucking clowns. But this car should have brought at least 2.5 to 3. I don't know. I don't remember if that car was actually a road legal or not, or if it was because Lanzante was involved. I don't know if it was converted to a road legal.
Possibly.
If it was weak. I thought it should have brought way more. Veyron 2.1, that was like, I think average 2, but it was an 06 instead of. But this number didn't necessarily make a lot of sense because you can get an 08 around that number pretty openly. If you know what it's not like that hard. So auctions usually a little bit higher. I don't think the spec was that special either, but it was okay. What else you got? Anything else that crossed? That was a low.
That's what I was gonna say.
That was a really fucking
two of them
low
because there's another one
yeah.
right there.
No, that's
an SATF.
But this fucking thing was really low. People said that was a great number. I thought it was shit. These cars used to list at 3. Good specs would easily bring 2.8, 2.9, so 2.6. And I think we're seeing what's happening here with the same that we're seeing with what happened with the Pista market, where the coupes right now are catching up to the Spiders. The Spiders soften before they go back up. So I think this is eventually going to be a $3 million car. I think someone just did a good job buying it.
Look at this.
That came up a little bit. I've been offered these cars in the 1.5 range. and they're total shit too. Like great looking cars,
Pretty car.
total piece of shit, like totally unusable.
McLaren must love you.
Totally unusable. Well, some of the cars are great. The Senna's great. You know, it's fantastic. Like TDFs are doing amazing money now.
I wonder what that sold for since it was undisclosed.
But that was a prototype
Yeah, the
too, so
prototype.
it doesn't fucking matter because prototype cars are shit. That one was a big fucking deal too. That was
1.6 for
that was
Diablo.
great fucking money for that car. I know John Marion's fucking really happy with shit like this because that's all he sells. I know he getting real rich. Yeah, he getting real fucking rich off this shit.
yeah.
So this is amazing. I don't know he sold this car. I'm just saying generally I know that this is what they do.
Could have been because
Yeah, it might have been a curated
Miami.
car. Yeah, because they're well, no, this was I think the location for Hermes.
Oh,
So
where
it'd
it's
be-
sold.
yeah, I don't think it's. I don't know that it came from curated or not. I don't think they tell you where it comes from.
probably not. But beautiful car.
Yeah, very very exciting and very good. You know, very good dollar for where it's heading. Was there anything else that was exciting? Like
Hey, look,
really
out there
unique?
for 1-1.
I mean,
The
Piece de
Piece-
Spider,
Piece de Pilote.
very cheap though. Look, Piece de Spider, very very cheap. This is my exact point here. I want to just show something here. Look at the Piece de Coupe with a fucking graphics package, which is what we call that piece of shit piloted thing. And then look at this other one with a different graphics package, which is a fucking stripe, like it should have. Anyways, look at the money from a Spider to a fucking coupe. The coupes are all in the 8s, you know, 9s, etc. And then these Spiders are now in the million, 1,000,001. And I think these are going to go back to 1,500,000. That was amazing. That was a really, really good fucking number.
Shit, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's sold because I think it says asking. Yeah, so I don't think that actually got the money. But that's essentially a 800-900K car.
Yeah.
I think at some point if they can get in the millions, that's great. I've said those things are $1 million. They're now clearing
Frisella
near $1
has one
million.
of those.
For a second, I was like, why is that behind our office?
No. Yeah, but
I was like, what
I'm
the hell
saying
did you
that is very much in tune with where things are going. So I think that's fantastic.
Beautiful car.
Frisella has one of those, right?
Yeah, he had the Golf one. And I think that other one, the SLR 722, that was a normal number for a very, very special car. But I thought, again, the mileage killed this specifically. If this had delivery miles, it would have probably done over $1 million.
Countach, Breton.
And to be fair, people always say, well, you know, we don't care about driven cars, but you don't want to drive a 722S. It's a piece of shit. It drives like total shit.
terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's all front.
It's a terrible car. This is one of those cars that's really pretty to look at and stuff. That's been a while since we've seen one of these.
What happened to those cars?
So one, they were total pieces of shit, so they disappeared, and I think rightfully so. Thankfully, they're fucking not coming back. Like they're just junk. But they are collectible, and I think they were pending in the 500-600K range. People were confused where they were going to end up. This is the best of it. So you know, we'll see like where the actual regular one is still think is a 500K piece of shit.
Did you ever own one?
Yeah, and I think this is the other thing I was trying to buy one at like 500 back in the day just to have one like for investment, but I'm glad I didn't because total junker. What's actually interesting about these fucking cars is that a lot of people speculate a lot for these exotic markets where they go, oh, some of these are like, this is going to be a $2 million car to me. I've always said this, if the product is really bad, it just usually doesn't go up to the roof.
No.
And like if the 722 is just a bad car, you know,
can't
the
get over
McLaren,
being a shit product,
SLR is just a shit product. This was a shit product, so it doesn't go anywhere.
And they tried really, really hard.
Yeah, and I just I don't think it gets anywhere. I think down the road eventually it goes up, but I just don't see it as compared to what else you could buy for the money.
My thing is, you don't even see them like in collections and stuff. Like,
No, because they're junk. Yeah, they're very interesting looking though. You know, very large and
cool
interesting
car.
looking. Yeah.
but I mean, what do you gotta do? All right, keep it going. Countach 722, another 812 TaylorMade for 800.
That's in a good number too. 750. That's going in the million. That's going to be $1 million.
It's a pretty
too.
color.
I think that's also going to be $1 million car.
The White Sox package GT2s.
Yeah, I think all the GT2s, like the regular cars, will be 800. The PTS cars will be $1 million, and I think we're going to see that before the end of the summer.
Oh,
Yeah, like that. fast.
clock that.
Yeah,
clock that, guys. Wow.
I think like
Wow.
You have that one in yellow.
I do. Yeah.
Someone's gonna make money on it. Oh,
Yeah,
look.
so I think
Black
Sport
Series.
Classic, great number for a Sport Classic.
Black Series.
Black Series. That's the Project One version, which is the ugly. Like you gotta
How is this against what the Revy market's actually doing?
That's
6 inch.
probably right about where it should be for the cars that aren't fucked up. It would really depend on the VIN. Zagatos, 500, solid money. That's like a 450K car at best. At best, like total junker to like total shit. Then
That's
these right here, the SLS final edition, that did good money, 430s. You could have bought this on another trader like a year ago for 300, 350, you know?
Making bread now. Again,
I mean, still not that much though. I think those cars, that should have been by now $1 million car, like the SLS Gullwing, and it just didn't really like hit.
You think it got cannibalized by its
I think production.
successor?
No, I think production numbers. I think just not enough. I think the Gullwing doors themselves are enough, but it took so long for that car to move, and it's still not moving at the rate it should. And I think it's strictly based on how many more production numbers there are.
Another McLaren SLR.
Yeah, I mean the rest of the shit.
The rest is just old shit. It's all bullshit.
that no one gives a fuck about. Yeah,
these-
or colorblind shit. Like who the fuck? Like who? Why the fuck would you do this? Like who did this? Whoever you are, identify yourself.
Please email
Identify
us.
yourself so we can basically like tell you you're a fucking idiot.
Email us immediately.
Look at how beautiful that paint is. And then the guy fucking wakes up and chooses violence in the morning. He goes to his fucking autistic son and he goes, yo,
Violence.
what are we fucking doing today? And the kid is like, Daddy, I love it, the orange. You know,
so bad.
I want the orange. And then he goes to his wife. He's like, what do we should do, honey? Oh, do the interior in the yellow. Oh, okay. Okay, I will do this for my family.
So they're from the Middle East?
Yeah, so I don't know where the fuck they're from.
accent was-
But like, are these wheels fucking orange,
Those are
yellow?
terrible.
Like, what? Who does this shit?
Ben brought this car last week in a normal color, and it's gorgeous.
I have this car. It's
right.
downstairs, yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
like-
it looks fucking amazing. I don't know what the fuck this is, though. Why is this happening?
Blue and yellow. I don't even know what team that would be.
Like, listen,
Milwaukee
I get
Brewers.
the yellow. I'm fine with the yellow interior. Like, I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying I can understand it. You wanted to do something unique. You're retarded. You don't know how to do that. You picked yellow because you've seen it on the internet. Maybe it's photographed wrong. I
Favorite
get that.
color?
I had a yellow interior 12 GTS. Looked great. The chalk exterior is fucking beautiful. Maybe that's the yellow and we're just photographing wrong. What the fuck are the wheels fucking yellow or orange yellow for?
yeah,
Like,
what are we doing here?
why is this happening?
All of this is bad.
And then the worst part is look at the caliper color behind the fucking like gold orange wheel. I don't know what the fuck is. Look, it's fucking yellow.
It matches.
Like it's yellow on yellow. Like who does this?
We're having the time of our lives with this. This is
Yeah,
great.
who does this, man? Paint the wheels black. You'll actually bring like $380, like for $1,000 investment. You know, it's just dumb.
Yeah,
Like,
and an assortment of Ferraris. I'm telling you, that Ferrari
yeah,
market is
the
holding.
rest of the numbers were
it's just
really
holding.
like amazing. Anyways, what else you got? Anything else in the car world
Let's
that
see
was
what we got.
exciting? Yeah, that's like the I'm too rich.
The
for you guys.
Mistral
Yeah.
La Perla.
I felt so bad. There were so many Mistrals at that moto event that got showered,
Well, I mean,
and they have no
did you
tops.
see the bolide that was there?
Yeah.
The blue one.
I don't care for beliefs because this shit. This is art.
This is sick, dude. Like, look at.
I'd have sex with this car.
Oh, would you?
Yeah. I would fuck this car. I'm just saying. It's like really pretty. It's like one of the prettiest cars. In the
Where
world.
do you fuck the car?
How?
See, we have questions. How?
Well, I mean, there are ways you got to think about if you really want to feel the leather. What do you think about this? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
The meow is great.
Anyways, she's gonna kick your ass after the show.
Beautiful car.
Yeah, I mean, again, the color is a little too crazy for me, but this car, the Mistral, like you just gotta understand it. It's just fucking amazing,
Dude, look at that.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
the design on this is like next level.
Absolutely
Even I've said Bugatti just fucking gets design, like the design language.
Two companies that are getting it.
Did I hear that Matt stepped down? I don't understand
He's
that.
stepping down as the CEO of Rimac so that he can focus.
Oh,
solely
so he's staying on Bugatti. Yeah, because he realized
I
building
clickbaited
vacuum
you.
cleaners. Okay.
I clicked
Because he realized building vacuum cleaners was fucking stupid. No one wants that shit. It's worth a tenth of fucking cents on the dollar. Your cars suck. Go do what you're really good at. This was always what you're good at. Go do this shit. And put hybrid components in. I don't give a fuck. It's a perfect car. Go fucking make it more
It's
perfect.
a perfect car.
Yeah.
You heard it here, guys. Perfect car.
Yeah.
Wonderful, beautiful. I think they did a spectacular job. We'll probably get. I'm sure they're saying this is the last crazy one they're gonna make. That's bullshit. Though.
Yeah.
they'll make like 3 or 4.
Make money.
That'd
That's
be
what they
great.
like, yeah.
The Gordan Murray
That's super
T33.
What is this homosexual?
It's the baby one. You didn't know this existed?
No, dude, have you? I've seen the. Do you see the regular one, the T50? What do you call it? What do you
The
call
big
regular
one,
one?
T50.
Yeah, I saw that in person. It's smaller than fucking Elise. It's tiny.
Really?
Yeah. So why the fuck do you need a tiny thing of a tiny?
Yeah,
thing?
this is
Like,
a tinier one.
Yeah, I feel
didn't
like
know how
it's
big
those
the-
movies when you take the Russian doll and you're like, oh, it's a small. There's a smaller one in it. It's fucking unnecessary.
Gordon
What
Murray.
is it? A one seater now? They deleted the 2 fat people on each side.
It's a
What's the-
T33. They're gonna somehow shovel a V12 in there.
Okay, yeah, I think that's stupid. First off, that was his ugliest car. The one after that was the
Well, if
pretty
you want
one.
information, there you go. That's all the
Yeah,
information on
but
the
how does that not look like a fucking Lotus or an MR2? Like, what the fuck?
an MR2. Wow.
Yes, doesn't that look like an
reference?
MR2?
Yeah, it does.
Things are the same fucking
Oh,
size.
MRS.
Whatever.
The
It's
late
fucking
one.
stupid. Like, don't do this. Like, it's not necessary. And you don't need the regular 2 seats now. We're back at where you can actually see who's giving you a head, which is terrible.
So it is more functional because you can use it to get blowjobs on the car.
No, because now you can see. In the other one, you're sitting in the middle. You can't see who's giving you a hand job from the back. Yeah, bam, you're done.
This is the thing that gets us banned.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so that's
coming out $1.6 million. And the
that's not even a word like 500 grand.
Bracket challenge.
You guys been rehearsing this shit for weeks.
So we have two competing today. Today we have Dishala versus
Wow.
He's definitely.
You know what? 20 years of media, and we've gotten to the point where we actually had time to Photoshop this screen with like 2 logos. Fucking, you guys are amazing.
killing it today.
Yeah.
Yeah, today really killing it. We gave him a mic and the soundbite. And
Yeah,
the
but
logos.
no, there was
Dude,
one more
we had so many
good
sound
sounds,
effects.
man.
Oh, okay. And you still fucked that up.
Yeah, but bracket challenge. Today's battle is Dishala with that was the first one that won.
Maybe next time just do a black background on under the logo so we can
Yeah, so we can see
because we
what
can't even tell if the boat's part of the logo and shit. You didn't think this through, did you? Yeah.
Oh.
No. Anyways,
Against
yeah.
L Riddle,
Yeah.
Lavelle, I think it was.
We have 48 people live, so maybe we can do both here. Or
Yeah, you guys like the weird one where you can't tell if the drinks behind it are part of the logo, or do
They
you
can
like
see-
the weird
they can
one
see-
where the boat might be part of the logo?
So
Which one?
we have Dishala versus L Riddle. You said we're gonna let them pick, so let's make these polls, and they can choose. And then next week we announce the winner. So Dishala versus Riddle, and then we're
See, you guys were getting organized here. It's about organization. We've got sound effects too.
we had sound effects. Where's the other one? Here's the other one right
He's still on the
Make a
missing-
sound.
Why do we have more?
here. No, there's 2 of them, so they can pick. They have
Oh,
2
there's
choices.
2
Yeah.
choices.
So the one and second battle. This is the second battle. Jeffrey Ramirez versus Brian Wiggins.
Oh.
So these are going to be your choices, guys. Choose from. Hey, it's the bracket challenge. You guys submit them and I put them on. What do you want me to do?
All right.
This is
I like
what
the
they
left,
made.
the left one's hot.
No, you can't vote. We already did the voting. This is for the
Yeah,
people.
remember, just because you have a voice does not give you a vote.
I thought Ramirez was part of family.
Some people,
Are you admitting
some
that's
people in America would feel that way.
He's admitting
just
that's his
'cause they have a
cousin.
I
voice.
thought Ramirez was part of the family.
That's-
Guatemala.
Oh, okay. Is your Fiverr friend on there? Like,
So these are your choices, guys. We'll drop a poll. You guys choose who, and we'll announce the winners next week, along with 2 more for you guys to choose from.
at least pick this one and this one. That one looks
can't-
like it's
you
got
can't
autism.
influence
But it's like a Corvette that's got autism that fucked the Lamborghini.
It's a Huracan vet.
Okay, yeah.
It's a Huravet.
Okay. I don't know what I'm looking at. It's not okay.
Huravet.
All right.
All right.
Wow.
And to finish it off, let's go through the comments and see if people had any questions
Now,
today.
I don't think they have any questions.
'Cause they're talking to themselves in there.
Okay, well, this isn't a democracy. We don't vote for things, but okay.
Okay, so we're not going to do great. What's a good car to start your investments in? Well, if you click the link in down
Yeah,
below.
we get paid for this kind of
Yeah.
information. I don't work for free, and my blowjobs also cost money, so I'd like you to...
what was the cost?
A lot.
Was it
250.
$250.
Oh, it cost them $250 to get head?
That's what you said they cost, $250.
No, well, no, fucking cost $250. in a
Fucking
titty
cost
bar.
$250.
Yeah, $150 for a blowjob.
$150 for a
Yeah,
blowjob.
$150. We negotiate. It's mainly the Cubans.
So
out
yeah,
here.
if you want to learn these things, click the link below and you can hack your dream car in 30 days. Just letting you know.
Learn how to get
Learn
how to get a blowjob.
How do we go from blowjobs
that's a
to
diff-
hack
that's-
your car in 90 days?
That's
Like,
a
what are you
different.
talking
That's a
about? Yeah.
completely different show. You got to
he
go on their
went- he
OnlyFans
went-
for that
yeah,
one.
he went all
But
over.
yeah,
Okay.
that's the show for today.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys don't cancel us and watch next week.
I think I can. If they do, I know exactly when it happened.
Oh, do you know who? Was it Ramirez? When? All right. We're leaving. See you guys later.
See ya.